I just got my new detox products in today, which I'm going to share with you. I have them right here, but first I want to tell you why I'm doing this detox. So this detox is specifically to detox glyphosate. So that is the active ingredient in Roundup, which is the herbicide. It's the most sprayed, the most used herbicide in the country. And until recently, it was always kind of viewed as safe because it's water soluble. They say it doesn't get stored in the body. It only affects plants. It doesn't affect humans, supposedly, right? So people feel really safe to spray it on their lawns, and it's sprayed on mass agriculture. It's in our food supply. It's in our water supply, and we are getting sicker and sicker. So let me explain the origins of glyphosate, why it's so dangerous, what it contributes to, and finally how you can detox it. So glyphosate actually was invented as a pipe cleaner to help remove calcium deposits from inside of pipes. You know, you have pipes and they get rusty and they get mineral buildup, and then, that causes blockages. So glyphosate goes in and cleans that out. What does that tell us about glyphosate? Well, it's a mineral chelator. That means it binds to minerals. So while we don't want calcium building up in our pipes, we definitely want calcium in our bodies, right? Like minerals like calcium, magnesium, zinc, manganese. These are important for health. They're vital for health, right? And so glyphosate depletes this in our body. It also depletes this in our soil, which is why part of the reason why our soil quality is getting worse and worse. And the produce that we're eating has less and less mineral content than it's ever had, because when glyphosate is sprayed all over the soil, it goes and it chelates up, it pulls up those minerals, they get depleted, and then the produce doesn't grow as healthy and as full of minerals as it should. Then we eat it and we're depleted in minerals. So, pipe cleaner, right? Patented antibiotic. Did you know that glyphosate is a patented antibiotic? Isn't that kind of crazy? So what do we know about antibiotics? Well, they're used for infections, but what do? They kill off all your healthy gut flora, and that's why anytime you take an antibiotic, you have to take a probiotic to rebalance that gut flora, right? So it's killing off that gut flora. It's causing an imbalance in the gut, because if it kills off the good stuff, the bad stuff regrows faster usually than the good stuff. So it kind of takes over, kind of like weeds in a garden. And we know that most of our immune system resides in our gut. So if you've got this imbalance going on, it's going to contribute to problems with the immune system as well. So now glyphosate's kind of main claim to fame and safety is that it's water soluble. It's not fat soluble. And one of the reasons why they always argued that it was safe is that it affects something called the shikimate pathway. Now, this has to do with a metabolism pathway in plants and in bacteria. And this is why glyphosate kills plants, because it inhibits their metabolism pathways and affects those. And we as humans don't have a shikimate pathway, so they said, oh, well, it only affects plants' ability to metabolize. It doesn't affect humans, so we can spray it all over and kill these weeds and humans won't be affected. The problem is they didn't take into account how important, our gut flora, our healthy gut microbiome that we're supposed to have, all those microbes that live in our gut that help balance our immune system and help us digest our food and absorb our nutrients and keep us healthy, that we could not be healthy without, they also use the shikimate pathway. So this is one reason glyphosate really destroys the gut, because you need healthy gut flora to be healthy, and glyphosate destroys healthy gut flora. And there's really no way around that. And also, it's not just, don't think of it in terms of just digestion, which is an issue, but also the gut is where we produce our neurotransmitters like serotonin, dopamine. These are important for us to be healthy and balanced and have a healthy mood, right? To be able to function in life. And it disrupts the pathways, the precursors that our gut makes in order to make these neurotransmitters get completely disrupted by glyphosate. So then we start to have mood issues like depression and anxiety, imbalances due to glyphosate. Also, glyphosate elevates something called zonulin, which is a protein that controls the tight junctions. So in the lining of our intestine, think of it really simply. In the lining of our intestine, we have these tiny little doors, right? Because we've got the digested food in there and it has to pass through these tiny little doors. The nutrients, the vitamins and the minerals, they have to pass through these tiny little doors to get into your bloodstream, to circulate, to go to the rest of your body, to get to your cells, right? To feed your body. And that's supposed to happen. But it's only supposed to allow the nutrients through. It's not supposed to allow any microbes, any food particles, any toxins. All of those bigger particles are supposed to get pushed out when you go to the bathroom. They're not supposed to get absorbed into the bloodstream, and that's what those tight junctions control. But when zonulin gets elevated because of the presence of glyphosate, guess what happens? These get bigger. And then suddenly, not only does our nutrition get through in the form of vitamins and minerals, but we get microbes, food particles, toxins are getting through, and they're getting dumped directly into our bloodstream, and our body starts freaking out. It's like having a toxic waste spill spilling into your house uncontrollably. And that leads to prolonged immune activation because the immune system is like, oh my God, there's a threat. Oh my God, there's a threat. Oh my God, there's a threat. And when this happens over and over again, what can happen? Autoimmune. That's why we have such a big problem with autoimmune. Even if you don't have autoimmune, inflammation, right? So if you are looking to avoid autoimmunity, the glyphosate is also linked obviously to food sensitivities, things like IBS, IBD, Crohn's, celiac disease, mood disorders, depression, anxiety, trouble sleeping, even hormonal imbalances, and cancer. You definitely want to detox out this nasty stuff, right? Think about it. I mean, I'm going for a walk and, it's springtime. I'm already starting to notice all the neighbors spraying, Roundup on their lawns to get rid of weeds. And just knowing that it's in our food supply, it's in our water supply, it's even in our rainwater, which is unfortunate. So it is really damn pervasive. We're all being exposed to this. So it's gotten to the point where it's like, okay, this is clearly having a huge impact on our health as a society, right? I would argue that the exposure to glyphosate is an underlying contributing cause to so many of the health issues out there. Even if we can't directly say this caused this, it's playing a role. There's no way it's not, right? When it's breaking down your body, it's depleting your minerals, it's breaking down your gut, it's having an antioxidant-like effect. There's no way we're not being affected by this, right? So now this is all very depressing, but the good news is we have ways to detox glyphosate. So I'm gonna share my favorite, the glyphosate detox. Now, just on a daily basis, like hacks that you can do for this, drinking kombucha, because the bacteria Acetylcombacter, which is in things like kombucha and apple cider vinegar, drinking that also helps protect you. So if you want to drink kombucha, excellent. If you want to do like a shot of apple cider vinegar with your meals or before your meals, excellent. That's going to help protect you. Another thing that I would do, I would take it even further than that though, and I would do an actual glyphosate detox. So I have two products here that I use for this. The brand EcoNugenics. They have a GlyphoDetox. Now these come in capsules. It has a proprietary blend of iodine, citrus pectin, alginate, which is basically like a type of algae. And I remember listening to the doctor who formulated this, and he said, algae is like a swamp cleaner. And that always just stuck with me. Kelp and then fulvic acid. So your algae and your citrus pectin, which is a binder, and your fulvic acid are going to help bind to and excrete glyphosate safely from the body. So I do these capsules, and then I also do Pectisol, also by EcoNugenics. This is modified citrus pectin. So there is a little bit of citrus pectin in the glyphosate detox. Now it's not modified. Well, what's the difference? So citrus pectin comes from the peel of things like citrus, like oranges, right? And they've found that what it does is it binds to toxins and chemicals and helps safely excrete it from the body. Now here's the caveat. Normal citrus pectin can't pass through the lining of your gut. It's too big, right? So it works on the gut, and that's great. But we want to detox the whole body, the whole body. So modified citrus pectin is these teeny tiny particles that pass through the lining of your gut, and they will go and bind to and pull toxins from anywhere in the body, which is amazing because it doesn't just do glyphosate, it does heavy metals and helps with like mycotoxins from mold. I have Detox lead with this. This is an amazing product, and it's super, super gentle. You honestly can't even tell that you're taking it, but it's highly studied and very effective. So I get this powder form, and I do, the therapeutic dose is 15 grams, which is like 3 little scoops. There's a little scoop in here, 3 little scoops of that a day. And then I do the glyphosate capsules, And they have studies that show that we're able to measure how much glyphosate was detoxified from the body using these products. It's really amazing. So if you kind of have like a missing piece in your health, and you're like worried about food sensitivities, or maybe autoimmune, or maybe you have like gut health issues, or maybe you even have mood issues and you have anxiety, who doesn't, right? Or maybe you feel kind of depressed, or you want to prevent cancer, or you have hormonal imbalances. We always want to lessen the toxic burden in our body. The more that you can lessen your toxic burden, the more your body's going to be able to heal, and the healthier and the more energetic you're going to be. So springtime, detox time. If you want more information on these and where to get them and how to use them, let me know. I would love to help you with that.